Welcome to the latest United We Stand video. I'm with Brian McClair, and ahead of the game at Molineux on Tuesday night, I want to talk about tactics because I thought Wolves were the better team at Old Trafford in the autumn, and they were certainly the better team at Molineux in the FA Cup, and both times the midfield dominated. Wolves do very well against the better teams. I was also at Molineux when they got beat by Huddersfield at home, so maybe there's a slight issue there, but how do you see United?
It seemed to be that Wolves have done very well. They've done probably the best out of any team that's been promoted into the Premier League with regards to the number of points.
The seventh
in the first season, yeah.
No, they've only won one of the last six.
But the form with regards to winning games hasn't been brilliant. Now you've always got to consider what's going to happen at the weekend with them, with the semi-finals into the weekend.
Their assistant is a compatriot of yours, Ian Cathro.
Ian Cathro, yeah, he'd been coaching beside the manager in Portugal.
And then he moved to Valencia.
And then with him at Valencia, and then Ian left and went to Newcastle, and then he got the Hearts job, and then he went back there with
Nuno.
Just after he left.
He had a bad time. He had a bad time at Hearts. And,
well, I mean, it's interesting. Somebody was just saying earlier. It was one of the. I know an ex-player that I know fairly well, and he was saying that that in the sense of that somebody who had spent time working under Steve McLaren, and his view was that he was a better assistant than he was as a manager, and so. Another enlightened person who told me that once as well. He always felt that if people were successful in something, in particular in football, they should stick to doing that because he thought it tended to suit them, and that's why they were good at it. Often, maybe it's for ego reasons, or maybe it's for financial benefit. People want to become managers, when maybe they should stick to being assistants or coaches.
The one clear example I can think of that might be a bit uncomfortable here, but Brian Kidd, when he moved from Manchester United to Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah, it could be a very good point. That and then Kiddo went back to doing what he'd originally started doing, working in the academy at Leeds, before he then moved across the city to be doing what he was doing there. Well, what he's doing now is he's putting scarves around players' necks. That's what I saw yesterday or Saturday, wasn't it?
Top man, Kiddo. I've spoken to Ian a few times, done some interviews with him. I didn't quite get a full apology out of him after ruining my weekend 2 weeks ago, but he's very satisfied with the way that Wolverhampton Wanderers are improving. We can see that. They've got some technically excellent players.
As I say, I was at that game at Old Trafford early in the year, and they played some great football.
Neves, the 8. Wow.
Very good, yeah. They'll do well to keep a hold of him, I think.
Yeah, could he play at United? I thought United on Saturday against Watford were poor in midfield.
Well, they were poor altogether, weren't they, apart from the goalkeeper again. Who'd made more saves in a game, apart from 2 games in his career. And you can't, in order to be challenging for the title, you've got to be winning. And we did win the game, but you've got to win comfortably. You cannot win leagues with
can't be on the
possession stats like they had and chances that they created and all that. If they had someone of the quality of a finisher like Aguero, for example, that could have, I would have thought that Watford would have won that game.
They had a great chance. Capoue hit wide after 5 minutes when he should have done better. What does Neves do well?
He keeps the ball. He passes it to somebody the same colour as shirt. That's probably the most admirable thing about him. He runs about for the whole of the game.
Were you a better midfielder than Neves?
I don't know about that. I don't know if I was good at anything really.
No, just
running around.
If you had to answer that question.
No, I think he's a better player than me. Yeah.
You won league titles.
Well, maybe he will.
Maybe he will. And I liked Jimenez, the lad up front. I thought he was very good.
Again,
and Connor Cody's very good.
Yeah, he's one of the players that I would expect to be on the shopping list for several clubs in the summer. But Wolves will want to keep him because he's an academy product, and you want to keep your academy products at your football club.
They've got another local lad, the fullback, and they've got money as well.
Well, they said that, didn't they? They've already been told, haven't they, that if they maintain where they are, then there's going to be a significant investment in the summer.
Might they have an eye on?
But they've got to keep the coach as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
So he's for me, he's done very well too. Considering he had a difficult time, didn't he, when he was at Valencia?
He's got.
I think he's very good. Man.
Oh, he is. He's good, and he's got a good. There's a good buzz around him. I think I was in the tunnel at Wolves pre-match, and he came through and said, "Welcome to Molineux," and I'm looking back, Mick, you know, he doesn't know me. Never seen me in his life before.
No, he seems to have a really good manner about it.
Yeah,
and
it's a good thing for a manager to be walking around saying that.
I think this is something about. I've never met the guy, but there's something about him. I think it's very bright.
Yeah.
And he's got a good idea. Speaks well, and anybody that falls out with Neil Warnock can't be that bad, you know. So.
United need to win the game.
Yeah, I think so. As you alluded to, that will they not be thinking about the cup game? We are not. Well, their form, as you mentioned, isn't brilliant either. Losing 2-0 at Burnley at the weekend, and see, despite the fact that we won the game at Manchester United, win the game, we were not playing well at all. And will they be comforted with the success in the FA Cup? I think probably they will. It's quite evident to me. I think that if Pogba was playing well, then Manchester United play well, and he hasn't been in great form last couple. Is he a bit tired after the international break? Who knows? But
if Pogba plays, United play.
I think that's the case.
If Paddy plays, United play. They used to say about Mr. Crerand.
Well, hopefully he's about as long as Paddy Crerand was in.
80 years.
Oh, I mean, he was playing for United that long.
Yeah.
I know he's still in good form. I've heard of it. Yeah. No, you want Paul Pogba to be at Manchester United for a long time, don't you? But I think a lot of other people would quite like him as well.
I heard Ole Gunnar say this morning this team will be built around him. He's happy here, and that was because he was asked a question about being linked with Real Madrid, as every good player will be this summer.
Well, Zinedine Zidane's in the papers, isn't he, in the media, saying how much he admires him and that he's well aware. Has he been clever? You know Zinedine better than I do. Has he been clever, saying that he's at Manchester, but when his adventures at Manchester finished, well, why not come here, which is to Madrid? Is that an invitation, or is that just a statement?
We should do it the other way around. So Rafael Varane is
well, I've said that last summer, didn't I? So that we potentially we should have went and tried to get him before the World Cup started. Because as soon as the World Cup started and how well he did, then I thought it became impossible, you know. So yeah, he'd be one of the players I would be going to say.
I'd still have Ramos.
Well, you would, wouldn't you?
He used United a few years ago as a bargaining chip, and I didn't like that.
Well, so did the lad at Atletico last year, didn't he? Godin, was it?
Yeah.
Godin.
Yeah. Yeah.
People, it's like.
Although United,
as much as we all love Manchester, we love the north of England. I think it's fantastic. The people are great and all, and it is wonderful. But they don't want to leave Madrid. Well, you live in Barcelona, don't you? So.
We'll do the next video on Football Club Barcelona. On that note, and can I have a score prediction for Wolves away?
I think United will win 2-0.
Thank you.